a dog game.
Lama
So pera terme we should rediscuss our priority. We need to discuss and realign our priority. What does this coming election mean for us as Acholi?
Yeah.
What is the biggest question for this election?
Yeah, the beauty telling the kid ma kena about PLU ma lo dirwan below yeah. It's about one actually positioning ourselves. The one yo kangu si bel wagi toko kilo that one watch it this time one mera watch wak temaj. Wa mi an kuon. Wa ri echo an sikdano. Yan ke ko re gi sabi in der chago ke kiri soup no como ranga pe e no ke ko kan kono.
Oh yeah, we. Keep my eye table. Why inu mire ini bin self segene ka ini chere ka to buffet ba pe chere to type der chere ka when you mire worry ni do nuoni pe ti ka to a bilinyanya ni achwin so mire worry can that one attempt all questions ini to no worry because eye table usually bueno ke kerna magike ika ini dur mera tabni ko ngi kon gi mi chele gila yada gi kina ma don ko ni yo par me bueno ni dong dan do to ene ti wa mo bi no kwa nyu buga chele rio de ka tu gi cheru kirge em bueno ya gite gacha en in ki kan no do dur mu chele gi cha pat gi na gi la yada gi fleru pongo so dear me
I welcome all of you. At 8 sharp, we will start this. We are engaging, connecting with the Acholi community.
Mwane katen reza. Mwane katen reza. Kumlutu ke kama pia doni ba. Ada ara fo me na magu doni bana weng morgi.
No. Apo wundu yo. Apo la dit punya inom. Kila dit bana. Latin punya long time apelar.
Yes. Ara fo wundu tuala megna.
Anda nanti kau itu bukan di masalah itu lebih punya nanti awak ini. Judin kena apa?
Yes.
Kali medical team, ana dealing with film radiography.
Very good.
Kan ni nama kita kalau medical kam kamu ni ngau gini, mana no feel lah emu.
Yo.
Wati kilo wara wa pon. Gitu kayaknya beberapa pon mau wati yuk kan.
Very good.
Yeah.
So one of you would jump with John. Bila did punya in me the bo. One thing kan would jump with John.
Very win you kan do ya.
Alam gardi kapan pina kuja.
Pero no. Wana yang wano ngeni. Kira wa ke bene. Ka wo be mo tere dog luen. Yen belum cer gakko, yen bene dugu gang. Tako man.
Come do.
Tika dong ngata come beru pe ki tij mate tiri dong pe dugu gang.
Wajuri. Tapi pe. So apa ya?
Roma dua muka sekolah ke sini dua penari ada dua gang dua jam bejo jam gitu kita orang.
Yo ya. La ben ma per terni ini dua ki ngo.
Mereka
Oh ya.
Homera kep okot.
Apoia le diet.
Jual mer. Ano watch and full the tarau. For one never to on diang okay and for what it chelo. Remana gi jugi mo mana na.
Andong be pa winyo janget kok ba. Kererong ki yang wate kor del wan jo kererong wa chamo del ki ngo del ki ma kirong
What
magi karo di magi pio ma be aerong.
what yang for the woman what ya na no better bokana wana ma la gunya. Watch and young mero young mo ba.
Apoia
El beti young kun what
dana wenga
ke ko.
apoia.
So caught in it best when uno kedo.
Ani chana tie gang Kampala gan.
Okay.
Ato kom char wa kom gang ma ki woli gang ma ki wai gang kom gang kom tilu benne. Lu benne inyo lu benne. Sai mi kit gum.
Oh, the band no na kay chera ko ni. Side mo idan side mo kung mate lumu lagi.
E donyo pajimo.
Oh.
Pira ka donyo tu.
Oh, side la kom la bon
Char ki kom labo donyo.
la bon chera pajimo kay chera game gi chera pajimo.
So ke charo game, bod wada ke donyo da ke charo pajimu da ke donyo kwe char mo kilwoli goko. Angyo ke winyo nyingi goko.
Funny.
Aha, so kum gang bada to kunyori. En kin man mi kiri beti muti ka yang mo ke kenyo wani kanyo lo to ba woti liar tigo mo ma de tieno. Tum Kampala kanyo ya. Ndong wa cham wa yele kere.
Hello. Opat network ko
Pera
ruin.
ta ko ma.
Eh.
Oh, net.
So,
Yes.
Di winyo.
an may mega chala okay.
Hmm.
Pati awinya.
Iwate winyo ma.
An mere. Atie me comperichana, atie mere
Yes.
Kampala. Pera beru dakta pa UPDF. So la dir dene. Ana beru dakta pa UPDF. Maka ibire land ko se kwata ke la dir department. Pe mena mero peru ki. Ene an. No ada tikenyu mot. Gang ki kuya. Gang tie mere i area mi ata pen wano ti ata boy.
Oh.
Ka jo mo beri yin yang jon kai wi ni ata boy. Pen ye kar ka min ki muski bore no ti ata boy karwa boy. So ana ti ata boy. Ka ngeto ka wi history mi uga yang jon lo ka eru lo ki pilot captain eru lo ki moro en mo po.
Okay.
Wano eno wanong la ci kenyu ena po wayni laar eno bi jot ki pie dara ba so en ye yo pie de ner ko dong mati ati era de ati me lan ko set ko na dakta pa joni
Okay.
mo wa jola group kan
Oh, meno be mara.
eh
Meno be ngeo
Wa
ko
foyo
ka nge.
dakta ma dia wa foyo.
be a jola
La mera beti Julie you request for a mic she again actually la mera beti like a Betty or better my co-host o joining a Jole she wa poro kero chaware ye come no no tela mo wa kero ge postani honorable minister be Lilian honorable Mapenduzi ki honorable minister Betty Corey I'll be joining one chaware yo gigimo yan Tierra tek cha kong wana chul ene Miara kong wagina. Wanyam lock.
By the way, en mapenduzi ino moro nere ki come no.
Oh,
You are local kere pera. No nere come no.
look leg.
Eh.
Ladir ola Acholi. Yes, Betty.
Hello everybody.
Hello, Betty.
Afoy.
Afoy Acholi, my co-host.
Afoy bana. Afoy Jola.
Yeah.
Mm.
Fodon wati bo lock na no kachali wati vula nyogi fodon kodo no chuar chwa majong. Huh?
Anen ge afoy.
Wanna make it now okay to get kid or caught.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Betty wa joli
Hello, how
ba.
are you, Betty?
Or match.
Afoy Jola.
Or match ni oi kita. Ha. No. La dit punya beti kenyu. Kau neno moral dia docting en mi no como dimo mabe. La bom no.
Mm.
Mm.
Omera la bella. La bella Jolly. Afoy guaga chawa.
Fire os kaya fire down kenyo adiga na yan ladir caught we born Mustoga Mukelo Maxwell then like a Betty
Yes, Afoy.
fire good evening.
Good evening.
We are looking forward to discussing the future of Acholi sub-region.
Yeah.
Loka diang wako dong pian honorable mapendus ka mati LC5 o yelo loka diang restocking pange ka tu.
Those are the questions you'll have to ask, but if it's only related with what we are discussing, that is brilliant.
Yeah. Food gear, mere wati mere food dana po bino kang maramo. We can have an informal discussion mere.
Mm.
Yeah, kibe na poverty index garwa na Maria ko kara moja. Why multi-dimensional poverty index, not nano education, nano health.
Yeah. You made me laugh. It's true, and the statistics is actually true.
Yeah.
But we should ask ourselves, Pingawati Kenyo, when our land is fertile, Kormojong is dry.
I had a discussion with one of some philosopher more. He was telling me when someone tells you you are poor, me I tell first look at the intention. Pangaratiga what you are poor. Pian ke
Exactly.
way you are poor. Yawa town ya one coin pe. Then yawa tambe na chalong ata coin pe.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
this is
Gunya
just about
Moreano, Julius.
gunya. Gunya mo ba tuti ni ana bacha me kan la cha no kdong kicho.
No, no, get your no, get your. It's just
Gunya
I
nem
think
se
8 or 9 hours difference. Not of course,
89 hours.
yeah, different. Yeah. Uganda, I think it's 9.
La chak man you mo yu ak do ka go man you dong ter console ni in mo na ti way man you ni in mo na ti ti tu ko ne ke chukologi ya.
Mm-hmm.
My brother Bob Kakuru. Bob Kakuru is one of the staunch and then the young brilliant man behind the MK movement. He has joined. Bob Kakuru, you're most welcome to this the future Pacific in Acholi. Stella Kijang from Noya Ajoli, and then also Kwar Albert. You're most welcome.
Anamor wugo wholesale for you to twal. Amera like
Yes, Samara.
amore for bene.
for
Bob Kakuru, you may have the opportunity to greet us before while we'll be waiting for the guest speakers that confirm with me that shortly they'll join online, and also Okwara Albert from Eastern Uganda, my other brother. The guys are aware from day one about PLU, that's MK movement.
Good evening, everyone. Am I being heard clearly?
Yes, very clear, Kakuru.
Yes, thank you so much, Brother Chris Ochen, for hosting this Twitter space. It is a very good one, as in a pursuit for the generational cause of our great nation, Uganda. But also, it is in line with what is currently trending in the country to do with this vice of corruption. So I think it is timely. It's a brilliant idea, and we are looking forward to actually engaging. And I know at the end of the day, we shall have moved the step for both the Acholi sub-region and the entire Uganda at large. Thank you so much, and I'm glad I am seeing some members here that I know. I can see Okware Albert in attendance. I know many others are coming on board. I'm excited to hear from Honorable Lilian Abel, Honorable Mapenduzi, and others. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commander Bob. Honorable Albert Kware, you can greet people before we start, and then you'll be in attendance. I welcome every other members who have joined. Shortly, we will start. It's already 5 minutes past 8. You know, we had a very busy engagement this afternoon. PLU actually sub-region, we had a media briefing. We were clearly stating the next plan, which our leaders will be able to communicate. Kijang Stella, you welcome. Noah Express. Albert Opare. Also my brother Doc, you welcome, yes. Labeja, you are telling us something. You are telling us something about Acholi has moved ahead of Karamoja in terms of stricken poverty statistics.
No, I was telling the multidimensional poverty index now was released by UBOS in 2022. It put us like after Karamoja immediately. It's the sub-region Madong is too poor. On when they talk of multidimensional, they are looking at health, education, housing, and then access to jobs. Yeah. So those are the things I think would also be much better if we have a discussion on them. How do we climb up the ladder?
Sure.
When we can yeah.
Program. I was listening to your press conference. We are underground guys. We are here. Just right now in the heart of Kulu City, Clifton Road. I'm just listening to your program. I love it. I'm very glad to be part of this program. KJ, Chris, Jude. Moreover, you don't know me physically. The only person I know I've met physically is Sa Boy, brother to Nabi. So I'm very glad to be part of this program. I love it so much. I'll be here until the end. That is what I can tell you right now. I'm very, very glad. We're proud of this program. I'm in Calgary. Very many were listening to your program. I'm just here, the only person of this street. That is all what I can tell you.
Thank you. We really appreciate. Uh, okay. Okay, dear. Members, Honorable Mapenduzi has already joined the space. He's already joined the space. I think we can request everyone to mute. Uh, Come. Have already we 8 minutes into the time, and also my co-host, like Betty, is right here with us. Yeah, Honorable. I'm reaching out to the other guests of honors. I mean the guest speakers. Shortly, will be online. You're most welcome, Honorable Penduzi, our MP for Badege Laibi. Yes, Michael Laika.
Yes, hello. Thank you very much, Honorable, for coming. We are glad that you've kept time. And thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm very grateful. Some people I know, some I don't know. Let's keep the agenda clear, and Honorable Mapendus will tell us what to discuss, and then we start from there. Thank you. My co-host, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate the listeners. We will give the opportunity to the guest speakers to speak, and then as we know the topic for this space is that the future of Acholi as Patriotic League of Uganda. What agenda, what plans do they have for Acholi? We'll listen from our Honorable Minister Bear Lillian. Our coordinator, Acholi Sub-Region, Honorable Mapenduzi, will speak. And then also, if Honorable Minister Beatrice Akori, if she joins, then she'll also speak. And then afterward, we'll give opportunity to some of the listeners to ask one or two few questions in relation to Patriotic League of Uganda, and then also Acholi sub-region. What agenda do they have for Acholi sub-region? Thank you. Yes, Honorable. I've permitted. Yes, I've given you an opportunity to speak and to guide us briefly before Betty and I, the host and the co-host respectively, to moderate this discussion. Yes, Honorable.
Yes, Honorable, we are waiting for you. I think Honorable has gone.
Yeah, I think he has gone.
Okay. For us to have a fruitful discussion, it has to be him to tell us what we are going to discuss.
Yes, Honorable. You can now speak.
Yes, good evening,
Hello.
Honorable.
Sorry, I got interrupted. Seems I have a bit of a challenge with my network. Am I loud and clear? Are you hearing me?
Yes, you're
Yes.
loud and clear.
Oh, thank you very much. I did not hear you clearly. Do I have to speak now?
Yes, Honorable.
Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Chris Ochen. who is the Secretary for Publicity for Acholi sub-region under the Patriotic League of Uganda. And thank you very much, my sister Betty, for being the co-host this evening, and for all those who are taking part in this discussion this evening. I want to say thank you. And most importantly, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be part of this very important initiative. My apologies for joining you late. I know we are already almost 13 minutes into the program. And so I want to apologize for that. I also know that we have got members of the executive committee for Acholi sub-region. Some of them could probably they're already online, but I know a number of them will be able to take part in this. This evening we are talking about the future of Acholi sub-region, and we are bringing from the perspective of the Patriotic League of Uganda, commonly referred to as PLU. And just to segment my presentation, first you will permit me to introduce members of the PLU executive for Acholi sub-region. I will introduce them and briefly talk about them so that you know who are the people driving this agenda at Acholi sub-regional level. But I'll also be able to communicate briefly some of the things that PLU is currently doing in as far as creating structures and making sure that we establish our roots in every parts and corners of this country. So I'll start with the members of the Regional Executive Committee. I'm sure a few months ago, some of you followed when the leadership of PLU took the decision to appoint regional coordinators. But just before that, we have the vice chair for Northern Uganda, Honorable Dr. Lillian Abe, who is the woman member of parliament for Kitgum, and also the Minister of State for disaster preparedness and refugees. So she's the regional vice chair, and she oversees Acholi, Lao, West Nile, these areas that I have mentioned. And we have a committee responsible for every region. And for Acholi, I coordinate. I am the coordinator of the sub-region, and I have a total of 7 other members of the committee that I work with. We work as a team. So I coordinate, and we have the deputy coordinator for Acholi sub-region is Honorable Minister Akori Lalobong, and we have Secretary for Women Affairs, Honorable Nancy Achora is the woman member of parliament for Lamore district. And we have Secretary for Youth Affairs, Robakene Shah, Francis Shah, is a medical doctor. And we have the Secretary for Older Persons, the one who represents the elders, former member of parliament for Kitgum district, Megojen Acquire Udwong. And finally, we have the one who represents the people with disability, Mr. Okelo, Tom Richard, comes from Kitgum. So these are 8 people that we have. And just for your information, we have, at a national level, we have the Central Executive Committee, and we also have the National Executive Committee, and we have the Regional Executive Committee. And as I speak right now, we have embarked on an exercise of establishing the District Executive Committee. Each district and city will have its own executive committee, and the composition is the same. So who form the district and city committee, the district coordinator, the vice coordinator, committee secretary, publicity secretary, youth affairs secretary, women affairs secretary, elderly, and people with disability. So that's the composition at district level, at regional level, and so on. But there are also other structures that PLU has. For example, we have the youth league, and I'll not be able to take you through the details of the youth league because I have to restrict myself to talking about Acholi sub-region. We also have the women league, and some of these structures are still being formed. And as you are aware, PLU does its, in creating and forming these committees. It does a very thorough work in making sure that the people who are identified and given these responsibilities are people who are able to perform to the best of, to the expectation of PLU. And so these are the members. Hopefully they will be able to, for those who are online, for those who are taking part in this platform, I am very sure they will be able to speak to you. But we also have other members. For example, we have got people who are very active in terms of, creating publicity on, different social media platform, different radio stations. I can see my brother, Luchor Moi, Mr. Okelo Peter Luchor Moi, and many others online. Just in the interest of time, without getting into mentioning names and all that, I may end up creating a problem for myself because I'll not be able to finish the list of people. So I want to say thank you very much for those of you who are active in your different ways in making sure that we get PLU to every corner, making sure that the citizens of this country get to understand and the agenda behind the formation of this, a very important body. So I'll talk about Acholi sub-region, how we are trying to give our, full focus, our full attention, and as PLU. Of course, when you are talking about the future of Acholi sub-region, you should not forget to talk about where we are from. For you to know where you are going, you should be able to look at where you are coming from. And all of us agree that Acholi sub-region has had a very challenging past. And because of those difficult periods that we have been through, today, the number of challenges and issues that we are dealing with as, consequences or, effects of what we have been through. Right from the time of the colonialists, Acholi sub-region has had issues, has had difficult situations to deal with. And from the time Uganda became independent, all of you know our history, all of you know what happened. You have known the kind of rain that has beaten the people of Acholi. And from 1986, when President Museveni came to power, from 1986 to 2006, our people never had peace. Our people got displaced. Over 1.5 million people live in IDP camps for close to 2 decades. And you can imagine a population that is not productive, a population that is restricted in particular areas, a population that is facing abduction and different forms of, atrocities and all that. That is the kind of life we have been through. And so in talking about our future, we need to look at the past, but we also need to look at the present. And that will help us to shape the kind of direction we want to take. And so as PLU, we are very, very cognizant of that. We recognize the challenges our people have been through, and we know that it's not easy. For example, the guns fell silent in 2006, but you see, the silence of the gun does not necessarily mean our people are already peaceful, because even when the guns are silent, we have continued to have serious problems as a result of the war, and these are things that we have to still deal with. And so there are things to do with, the psychological, the psychosocial aspect, the physical aspect. There are mothers who have never recovered because they have children. There are children who got abducted and they are never counted for. We have got women who keep on coming to us as leaders from the region because, they went through difficult situations, and as a result, they have got serious health challenges. So the stories are painful, and these are things that happen to our people, and it's a reality. We cannot deny that. And so, in trying to shape the future, in trying to find a solution to every problem, the first step is to start with recognizing that indeed there are terrible things that happen. And the moment you are able to recognize that mistakes were made, then you are able to frankly talk about what exactly happened and how you can deal with it and how you can create solutions to that. So that is how we are looking at the entire situation as PLU. And we know there are people who should be held responsible for so many of the things that happen. But it's not only about holding people responsible, it's also about holding people responsible, but how do we make a better life for a population that got ruined, for a population that went through hell. So these are things we all know. And
Honorable Speaker, I think my Pendu's phone has network. We just have to be patient and wait for him.
Because I have to restrict myself. Hello? Talking about actually something.
Yes, hello, you're now back. You're now back and clear.
Oh, sorry. I don't know from what point I went off.
You said that people that should be held accountable.
Yes. So exactly. So I was saying the terrible things that happen to our people should be talked about because every society has a story and they should be able to tell their story. And so the people of Acholi, the people of northern Uganda, have a story to tell, and we should recognize that these are things that happen and nobody should deny. But in doing so,
you just have to be a little patient.
Speak to you. But we also have other members, for example. Hello. We have got people who are very active.
Yes, honorable. Yes, you're clear.
In terms of creating publicity, So these are things that we have to deal with now. That brings me to talking about Acholi right now. That brings me to talking. All of us know that there are very painful stories that are coming out.
Yes, Chris.
Very painful stories that are coming out.
Yes, Betty.
About
Chris, I think you can speak while we wait for the Honorable Penduzi.
Is on already. I think maybe your network. Sorry.
So I was saying we are not going to talk about the statistics of 2 years ago or last year. I am going to talk about what came out just a few months ago. A few months ago, you both published a report, and this report indicates that Acholi sub-region is currently leading in poverty. Acholi sub-region stands at about 70%, followed by Karamoja sub-region, about 67%. And the others.
Hi, Chairman. Alan, thanks
now
for
that
coming.
tells you.
Thanks for joining us. For those who've just joined in, it was Honorable Penduzi talking about.
Betty
was talking about the trauma or what Acholi sub-region has gone through. He was talking about the camp situation. So he was trying to discuss us and telling us that we should admit whatever's happened to us and see way forward. So while we wait for.
Sorry, Honorable, I think Betty is her network.
Yeah, I think we have a bit of a challenge with our networks. I've also been experiencing the same. Hopefully she'll be able to get that sorted. I think she has left. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you're audible enough.
Thank you very much. And please feel free if you find I am taking long, please make sure you are able to remind me, and I try to make it brief. And my apologies to the rest of the people listening. So what I was trying to emphasize is a statistic, a report that was published recently. I think this is a few months ago, where UBOS is indicating that from 67% poverty level that they reported last year, this year it has actually gone worse, where actually sub-region stands at about 70%. Last year, Karamoja was considered the poorest. Now it's saying actually is the poorest. Yes, we have to admit, but you see, it's not by accident. Why? Because it is extremely difficult to recover. It's difficult for a population that has been through war to recover and be at par with the rest of the country if deliberate efforts are not taken. And this is the language we are speaking as PLU. We are saying, look, these statistics that are being reported are not by accident. They are terrible things that happen to the population. And nobody should say the Acholi people are lazy. Nobody should say the Acholi people are not serious. The Acholi people are very strong people, very committed people, very hospitable people. But look, a war that took 20 years took everything away from them. And so even when, and I'll also tell you, there are other reports. Recently we had a meeting and we challenged the publishers of some report. They said, you know, from the 90s to date, almost 7 trillion has been sunk in actually. Almost 7 trillion. Them was very clear. Our response was that if you want to understand and deal with the problem of actually sub-region, you don't need to say so much money has been sunk because you do not understand how much damage has been caused. And so from the perspective of PLU, there is much more that we need to do. And I'll use the interesting, you know, a statement always given by Honorable Norbert Mao. He has repeatedly said that actually sub-region should be considered as someone who has been under intensive care and is recovering from the intensive care to, you know, being taken to the main ward. And so you are going to treat that individual differently from the rest of the family. And we have challenged many other programs, including the PDM that we have right now. The PDM is a very beautiful program. That is good. But you know, as PLU, we are saying it's not enough for PDM only. We should embrace, we should support, we should promote the PDM, but there are specific regions in this country that should be given special attention. And actually sub-region is one of them. You are not going to treat actually sub-region the same way you are treating Central Uganda, Western Uganda, and so on, using PDM, because PDM gives uniformly 100 million per parish, and you do that in total disregard of the realities. So as PLU, one of our stand is to advocate that there are regions that should be given special attention, and actually sub-region is one of them. How do we do this? We do this by coming with affirmative action. There should be special programs. We have had programs like the PRDP. We have had programs like NUTI. We have had programs like Prelno. We have had programs like NUSA. As I speak right now, we are pushing for a successor program of NUSAP 3. But we are saying, look, you could have not achieved much in NUSAP 1, 2, and 3, but we should not abandon the path. We should not say because they did not work well, and so we don't need to continue supporting. The question is, if the other programs did not work well, what do we learn from those programs? How do we do better designs? How do we listen and face reality and make sure that whatever program we come up with fit within the context, fit within the situation. And so our advocacy, our position as PLU is that Acholi sub-region should be given a special place, a special attention, and special programs should be designed because there are uniquenesses that we have to deal with. There are difficult situations that the population went through, and we are going to deny that. We have to admit. And so I am happy that there is progress now being made. Actually, part of that discussion that we are pushing as culminated into a retreat that is starting tomorrow. And I'm actually going for this meeting where we are looking at the design of a successor program. Now, and so part of what we are doing is to make that actually sub-region and probably other sub-regions like Lao, Karamoja, and should be looked at differently. The other thing that we need to accept, and it's not lamentation. This is a reality, because yes, we can lament, but we should also be solution oriented, and that is what we are trying to push hard. So we need to know that most of the sectors in this region are not functioning to the satisfaction of the citizens. I'll talk about the education sector. I am sure you know what is going on.